Hello, everyone, and this is the site I was just describing. It is a blog slash podcast, and I call it that because you have your choice. You can either listen to it or read it. I would tell you that immediately the podcast version that you see here does not match up word for word with what's here. I actually just spoke right from understanding and not from a script. So I think that's different than what you might find on different blogs and podcasts. That's usually word for word the same thing. It is not. So first, I just want to share what it is, and this is called Willing Education's Existential Crisis with Camels, Lions, and Dragons. The Camels, Lions, and Dragons is a reference to Nietzsche and his ideas on transformation, and I really think that's a lot of times where we begin thinking about how we can transform. And we'll get into that in a second. I don't want to spoil the podcast for you either. So I'm going to get right to it. So it starts with this, and like I said, it's called a podcast. When you click on it right off the bat, it will take you to YouTube, and that's how I managed to put these together. And so that'll explain what's going on in that page, and kind of read over you some of the ways to navigate the page. You'll see I put here the camel. Here's the lion attacking the dragon, and then there's child, and then I put the educational version of it here. No disrespect to the person here. Seeing this is a typical teacher environment. Here would be the teacher saying no to everything as the lion might, and this is what may happen if we get to it, or more. But these were the images I came up with. So anyway, this is this is the beginning of the opening page. You can see there are 3 different blogs right now, all represent those transformations. The one is as you said, the camel, the lions, and the dragon. This is about ambiguity. Once we get through this stage right here, once we've questioned our assumptions, we move into an ambiguity and how to manage that. And finally, what's the mythology you're dealing with in your life and in the situation you're in now, professionally, personally, whatever it is. Okay? And at the bottom, there's also a section for leave a comment. Please do. Please let me know what you're thinking. So the first one, Unburden That Camel. Again, it walks you through the fact that we were once camels, not questioning anything. We moved to a lion, and then hopefully we get a child's eyes when we're done. That is, again, the work of Friedrich Nietzsche. And then, of course, there is the work of Simone de Beauvoir. I think I'm just going to say a fantastic example of an existentialist who challenges us to make it through the troubles of ambiguity and where you should be. And that's why this is called Willing Education's Existential Crisis, because if you're not in an existential crisis in regards to education, then we're probably not thinking hard enough about it, quite honestly, because we should be at this point. And then finally, what is your mythology? And this kind of deals with all the different mythologies we've put together that are still out there. And obviously not Roman Greek mythology, but there are still mythologies that we buy into, because the essence of mythology is reducing some very complex issues into very digestible, understandable tidbits, and offering, I guess the best way to say it, offering gods up as people to look to or to give us the answers when the answers are not the thing. The question is the thing. And that part, the question being the thing, is the whole purpose of this blog slash podcast, is that we are in search of questions, not specific answers all the time. And that's where education ties into creativity, and that ties into philosophy. These 3 that I shared with you, they are my way of helping to walk through that process of questioning your existence in education. And that's a lot of that's what you see in creativity as well. You have to at least challenge the assumptions that are put before you. Then again, we embrace that ambiguity, the troubles that we have in it. It's an existential question. If this educational system is not exactly what we want it to be, how do we problem solve our way through this, creatively problem solve our way through this, to come up with some kind of way to make this better? And to do that, we have to challenge those mythologies that we see in that third one as well. A lot of that happened in the book as well in chapter 6 in Runko's book. Before I started, I was not aware that there was a chapter on creativity, but that would have been fairly helpful in hindsight. But there is, and I was kind of glad. It was actually affirming to see that someone else had walked through the same path before me. Okay, so this is the site. I really hope you get on and take a listen, and I hope you enjoy that and leave some comments, be them scathing or positive, or just your insights into it. There's actually in each a couple of these, especially the Unburn Your Camel. I do have a thought experiment at the bottom, looking at Nietzsche's model of the camel, lion, and the child as a metaphor. Do you ever think of a different metaphor? Can you think of a different one? That's my way of offering that creative problem-solving activity, just to try and get used to that. And I did. It took me a long time to do it too. It was really challenging to think of a different metaphor. And yeah, so anyway, I walk you through it. So okay, thanks a lot. And yeah, please look forward to seeing you on this page. Hope I get to see you.